like to invite our esteemed chief guest, Ms. Gopika Kapoor, to share her valuable insights and experience with us. Please join me once again in welcoming her.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's so lovely to see so many familiar faces. When Ritu told me, please come as a chief guest, I said, why are you calling me as a chief guest? What have I done? I really feel that, it's such an honor to be here. And I really don't know what I have done to be here. I deserve to be here. But what I do know is this, that as my son is now 18 and as he has grown, I have every year, it started out as being a very scared mother, someone who wouldn't even admit that her own son has autism. Ashwini knows that, she's sitting over here. To the point where I now very proudly say it, I've had my own journey of acceptance, and through this journey, I think the one thing that I have that has become almost like a mantra in my life is, why not our kids? If they are at movies, why not our kids? If they're in a mall, why not our kids? If they're at birthday parties, celebrations, jobs, why not our kids? Because honestly, I feel that our kids are special not because of the needs that they have or the supports they need, because they each bring something to the neurotypical world which it does not have. They bring a way of thinking, they bring a way of looking at the world, they bring a perspective which people in the neurotypical world do not have. And they don't realize it yet, but they need that perspective. Their realization is slow, but it's coming. And so my husband often jokes that you go anywhere you go, you start your band baja about inclusion, and you start your lectures to people. But this is really something which I'm very, very passionate about. And I think I grew along with my son, who's now 18. And I realized that there are a lot of services for kids. They're not enough, but still, we live in a city like Mumbai where fortunately there are services for kids. But then people forget that these children grow up. And then what happens? Then suddenly it's like they're left nowhere. What are they supposed to do? Where are they supposed to go? Who are they supposed to hang out with? And so I think, Ritu, you are just, I have no words what you have created. I think big round of applause. Huge round of applause. It is just incredible recognition. In October to now, my God, that's just fantastic. So thank you so much. I know Ritu told me to speak a little bit about employment and what how we can help our kids become employable. So I think the first thing is that I will say is that a lot of our kids, for them, motivation is very difficult. To get them motivated to do something is really hard. But there will be that one thing, and maybe you won't see it now, maybe you'll see it after 6 months, maybe you'll see it after a year, maybe you'll see it after 2 years. I don't know. But keep looking for that one thing. So when my son was little, I remember he was interested in music. So we got him a drum teacher, keyboard teacher, Indian music, Western music, all these things. Until we realized, okay, this is what he's good at. I even took him to a choir, which he actually loved. And so that's what we settled on. Then everybody was playing with puzzles and Legos. And this child was not playing, and I was told, autistic kids, puzzles, बहुत अच्छे हैं. Puzzles अच्छी तरह से कर सकते हैं. And this one was not doing puzzles only. And only, I think, when he was about 16, he started doing puzzles. And then suddenly he went from like 50 pieces or 20 pieces to 1500 pieces. Overnight almost. So these things happen. I think all our kids have a growth path. Sometimes that growth path comes a little later than neurotypical kids. But eventually they get there. They find their one area which they are good at, which they enjoy. Again, I will say that it need not be one area, it could be areas. So my son, for example, had a bake sale last year. He tried out baking. So that is also something which we are considering. Thank you. And then he started working out suddenly in the lockdown, physical fitness, then he became all fit and all that. So now he interns with his own trainer to teach young kids, and he's surprisingly very good at it. The kids love him, so he's doing that. And he's also wants to become a model. So now we said, okay, let's look at that. I spoke to Anupama Bakshi. I said, please tell me how do I help make him like Pranav. And so she gave me some tips. So we just submitted his portfolio. Let's see, fingers crossed, something will come out of it. The thing is, I think what we've done is we've kept trying. We kept seeing, okay, this is okay, this we thought music, we make him do playback singing or something. But then he lost interest in that. So we kept experimenting, kept trying to do things. And I think at the same time that, sometimes we feel that, oh, skills, we should teach them skills. So we teach them coding, we teach them this, computer design, we teach them animation, all these things. But then we forget that they have to go to work, right? If the aim is for them to go to work in a place like an office or something like that, then we forget about the other things that are involved. So how will they go to work? Do they know how to commute independently? Do they know how to dress for work? And when I say work, it doesn't necessarily mean an office. It could be a sheltered workshop. It could be an office, it could be a small home-run enterprise, it could be their own enterprise, but they will have to do something, right? Whatever it is. And they will have to go somewhere to do it. Even if it means going from your bedroom to your living room, they are going somewhere, right? So, we forget the other aspects. So, even if they are running their own business, they will have to do a little bit of commuting. Can they commute independently? If they can't commute independently, what is the degree of independence that we can achieve? So, like the maximum degree, like if they are going by bus, can they give the money, can they count the change and give it to the bus conductor? Can they take the ticket from the bus conductor? What is that degree that they can achieve of independence? Do they know how to dress themselves? If they are working in an office, you can't come with your shirt out like that, half out, half like. Even if they are, like I said, going from bedroom to living room, they need to get into their work mode. During lockdown, I remember my husband used to wear his formal shirt every day and go from bedroom to living room to work. And I keep asking why are you doing this? He said, because I get into that office mode. So we need to teach that now this is serious. Now you're working, right? You move to another state. You can't just be any which way shorts, t-shirt. You have to dress up for work, and they will also feel good. So do they know how to dress for work? Do they know hygiene? Okay. Do they know how to address people? Even if they've got their own business or if they're in an office, do they know that you're not supposed to go to your boss and say, hi, how are you, and slap them on the back? Do they know that? Do they know how to make their own lunch to take to work or how to fix their own meals? So sometimes I think very often we are so focused on getting that skills or passing that 10th and that 12th, that these extra skills are things which we tend to sometimes forget. So I would urge you all to work on those skills, because those life skills or functional skills are really what make our children independent. Things like time and money are very abstract concepts. They find it very hard to understand time and money. Because when you say money, the concept of money, concept of time is so different. Why is it that 5 rupees is one value and 5 euro is one value and $5 is another value? So it's so confusing. Even time, the concept of time is such an abstract concept when you think about it. And so we need to make these things as visual as possible, as concrete as possible for them, and really teach them. And I think finally I would just like to say something which I remember hearing in a workshop years ago. I had gone for a workshop with Preeti Sivach, who heads the Vocational Training and Action for Autism in New Delhi, which, as you know, does fantastic work with their kids. And she had, it was a long 3-day workshop, and at the end of the 3 days, all of us were tired. And there was Preeti, full of energy, talking after 8 hours. And the last thing she told all of us in the workshop, I don't know, maybe some of you may have been there, is never ever underestimate the potential of your child. they can do things. We don't know what they can do, but they can do something.